Hi friends, today we're going to get into a very scary mess of scraps. This box has overflowed and it'll take me two hands. I'm not even going to try and pull it out on camera, but I just wanted you to know we are actually getting to this shelf and dealing with it. So I've pulled the whole shelf and some things have fallen along the way. I'm not one bit surprised. As I think about my goals for 2024 and what I'd like to see done in my room, things like this have got to get under control. My members and I are working on goals and putting those together, and we're going to launch that on January 7th. But in the meantime, I'm thinking about what is out of control in my room, and if I want things to be different at the end of 2024, then what do I need to pivot slightly? I mean, it's basic common sense, right? If I drink as much coffee and eat as much candy as I did this year, I will weigh 15 to 20 pounds more at the end of the year. Like, it's a basic thing. You can apply what we're going to talk about to anything. Weight, decluttering your house, your craft room, your yard, whatever you want, and figure out what you need to do. So for me, as I think about my goals, I need to look around my craft room. I don't know about you, but I forget about UFOs and trouble spots. And if I sit in the other room and make my goals list, everything seems perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start digging through this. In addition to this, I have a box of, well, I thought it was scraps, but turns out there's embellishments in the bottom. A box of scraps and such that I didn't tackle all the way in Smash Our Stash and clearly got sidetracked with. So I'm going to just set those embellishments aside. Behind me, I have a bunch of tags laid out that one side needs to be covered. So one side is already neutral to write on, but the other side needs to be cute. I think Mary made some of these for me. They're out of packaging. This is one that I've had forever and I don't use. So I thought I have scraps of cute paper. Well, some of it's cute, moderately cute. Could we say that? They are definitely picked through. And tags that need to be covered. So let's put them together. These are the shelves for my shelving unit. I don't want to get glue on those. And let's start assembling things and working through. When I was doing scraps, oops, I just worked on my glue bottle today. So it probably had a bunch of water right there. Anyway, when I was doing scraps for Smash Our Stash, I just did great and kept going, but I needed another month. I mean, I could have kept going and going and, ooh, I like the stripe too. Oh, wow. I like stars. I just could have kept going. I just ran out of time and I kept thinking, I'll come back to this. I'll come back to it. And I hadn't. And for me, it's sort of a bonus day today. I'm tucked in my craft room. So I thought, okay, let's get to it. Let's just start making things cleaner, better, smaller. And there's a part of me that's like, well, this is found time. This is like bonus time because it is December 26th. I don't have to work. So 2024 hasn't started yet. So if I get to it, I could kick off the year with a super clean room. I mean, the odds aren't real good because some of my friends, you know who you are, have the whole week off, and I'm totally jealous. That's not the case for me, but at least I could use today really well. And the funny thing is I thought that today was going to be, okay, this is definitely going to be a craft and chat. How about that? I'll just tell you about all sorts of random things. And if you're not a junk journaler, you are probably freaked out that I'm even messing with some of this stuff and it looks like a pile of trash. You're just going to have to trust me. Or you'll miss out on the chat. It's up to you. 26th, extra day. So I'm thinking, okay, what do I want to get done? And where is my starting place for my goals? And should I go shopping before I implement any crazy rules for how much I bring in 2024? Just kidding. This morning, I went through my adhesive drawer. It's the bottom drawer in my white cabinet that I refinished years ago. That is, to this day, my most popular video exponentially. If you haven't seen that, you can just search crafting and relaxing and probably cabinet. Anyway, I think that's what I called it. So I'm trying to get ahead of things and use it up. Now, I had the advantage. Those of you who it's, you know, right after Christmas for you and you're like, she's already doing all that. Okay, keep in mind, 2 kittens, we did not really set up for Christmas. We brought out a tiny mini tree a couple times and it fell down, and then we put it away. So when we put it away on the night of the 25th, we didn't bring it back out, and we never put any ornaments on it. I mean, it was solely an experiment to see how things would go, and they did not go well. So the decision to not get an actual tree, I think, was good on our part. Maybe next year. So I had the advantage. We didn't even, Mr. Crafting and Relaxing got out our stockings sometime when I wasn't looking, so that I had a stocking hung, but he hung it up in my bathroom, like on the towel rack, sort of up high, propped up where they wouldn't find it, because we knew if we hung them in the front room, there would be sheer destruction, especially if we put any kind of food in them. Zelda is a terror. She's very scrawny, she's very picky, but man, do not get between her and food that she wants. We have these duck cat treats. She literally goes nuts. One day she growled at me when I tried to take a dog treat away from her. I didn't even know what kitten could make that sound. So, don't feel bad. This is just, you know, don't judge by what I've got going on, because your house may have been beautiful and mine was not. It also looks like I have like 5 kids destroying it because I have 2 kittens. This box, I think it has to get cleaned up. Plus, I may have, I know this is crazy, don't tell Mr. Crafting and Relaxing, I may have just saved too much stuff in this box. I mean, as I go through it, I might just look at it and go, yeah, I'm gonna throw that away. It was labeled like a giblets box. There was one inside and then they were layered and the box kept getting bigger. That's a Southern Gals design term. Our friend Bonnie, who is Bonnie and Clive here on YouTube, if you are a junk journaler, you have to find her. It's a little hard to search for her channel name because you get a bunch of Bonnie and Clyde gibberish, but maybe try Bonnie and Clive and junk journaling. She's amazing. She has what she calls her crap box. Excuse my language, don't kick me off of YouTube. She can, like, when she makes stuff out of there and she saves everything and it turns out beautiful and it's so fun. And so I watch people like that and then I get inspired. The reality of it is I have so much scrapbook paper and stuff. It's probably years before I really need to be saving as much as I do. And nobody saves more than she does. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. The size of things she saves and then the cute things she makes with them. You wouldn't even believe it. If you haven't watched her, you definitely have to. She doesn't make a lot of videos, but I don't think she's made a video where I didn't find inspiration. That's, you know. And because she uses trash, you don't have to run out and buy things. You don't watch it and go, gosh, I wish I had that. You just walk into your pantry and go, oh, here's a paper bag. Look at these. I'm turning them into actual tags that could be used in a journal. What I noticed that I do that is terrible is I mix a ready-to-use journal or a ready-to-use tag in with a not ready. So then when I'm making journals, I'm pulling 4 things out and going, oh, the other one still has, the other side of that still has packaging on it. I guess I could have put that right side up, but oh well. We'll do the next one. So these are just leftover strips from something. I think vintage Christmas journals. And I think I was going through paper and cutting off parts that color-wise worked. Let's use this black part down here where it's all patterned up. And so they're perfectly cute scraps. I could make cards with them, but I've got plenty of blue scraps that we could use for that. So we'll use the neutral ones for tags for journals. The nice thing about making the journal tags neutral is they're more likely to get used, and you can layer on top of them later and add things that tie in. Like say I'm making a butterfly journal, I could add a butterfly. If I'm doing postage stamps or travel, I could add some travel ephemera. So as long as you have this neutral base, they're ready to go. And if you're in a giant hurry, you could just stick them in the way they are because they're perfectly cute. They're just not the most exciting yet. But they're ready. They're not a UFO. I really like these tag sizes, Mary. And tags are one of those things that, like, tags and envelope making and all that, you get started on them, and then after a while, sometimes you fade out. And that's probably what happened to Mary. She probably realized she already had plenty, or she wasn't using them. Or who knows, maybe they were so buried she didn't even know they were in the thing she gave me. Okay, there we go. Let's not lose the glue pen. I'm gonna put it on the wall magnet thing that I never use. Okay, now all these little scraps that I'm generating, I'm letting these go. I know, it's crazy. If Bonnie's watching, she's like, oh, you could have used that. I could have, Bonnie. But I'm trying not to make more today. This is from my vintage Christmas book. That's why I saved it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it was too cute. Okay, here's some more. There are smaller strips. And we have some tags here. I think there's more tags over here. Okay, these pieces of paper are too small. We could go like this across them. I just don't know that I have interest in doing that. Let's use this one on here because it's bigger. We use this part down here. These are, I don't know, cereal, cracker boxes, something. The inside is already brown. You could cover both sides. I'm not going to. I mean, if it's already brown and ready to write on, it's good to go. We buy things that are brown. So why would we not use things that are already brown? And then you don't have 3 layers, you just have the 2. And these are pretty thick tags already. Just making things smaller. What I'm thinking about for my room this year, and this is, you do whatever you want. Maybe you're not even gonna have goals. That's okay too. I'm gonna have to cut the end off of this probably when we're done. It's a little bit, oops, it's a little bit off. I also thought it was gonna fit. I don't wanna cut that much off. There we go. So you think about your goals and how you want it, but I want less stuff in my room. I want things to fit better. I want less clutter on the counter. I want to know where the wax seals that Noni made me last year for my birthday are. That is driving me nuts. And she has offered to make more. And in fact, she did. She did make me some fall ones. But still, that kind of stuff just drives me batty. And Gail Augustinelli, I talk about her a ton, and if you're not a junk journaler, you're like, gosh. But, I mean, she has good ideas, no matter what you make. I don't do 12 by 12 scrapbooks very much, but I love to watch, is it Melanie that's in one of our collaborations for Smash Our Stash? I think it's A Creatively Crafted Life. Oh my gosh. She just makes the best 12 by 12 pages, and she has great ideas. You can get inspiration, even if you only make a 12 by 12 page every couple of years, which is me. I am thinking I need to make some though. My new kids don't have any pages. Oh, does that cover? Oh, that does. That'd be kind of cute. Let's put that. This is from a shirt or something. Oh, that'll be cute. Let's put that right up the middle. Anyway, you can get inspiration anywhere. Gail has a video series. It's called Forgotten Friends Friday. And what she does is on Friday, she pulls out, you know, the stuff you bought or the stuff someone gave you that you were really excited to use, and then you forgot about it somewhere in your room. You lost it. You haven't gotten back to it. I mean, my whole room is Forgotten Friends Friday. And I'm thinking maybe I want to visit some of those friends. I have things that I want to make amazing journal covers out of. I have a vintage, we're talking like 1940s scrapbook in here that's full of old cards that my friend Katie gave me. It was her aunt's, I think it was Aunt Eloise's. And, oh, that is a cute tag. Shirts, really? I mean, you buy clothes, don't throw those tags away because that's cute. Now this one, I will put something neutral on the back to cover that up since I don't see anything right now. Ooh, let's use this. I was just kind of thinking, how will I get back to that kind of stuff? How will I use things up and change things? If I keep buying at the same rate, it won't work. And for me, it's not just buying, it's you guys have to stop the Happy Mail, and free stuff, it just comes my way. So what I have to start doing is, if somebody gives me something, I need to figure out a system. And I don't know exactly what it is yet. I'm still thinking. I talked about like a net zero. You know, if somebody gives me a really cute 6x6 pad and I want to keep it, okay. But which 6x6 pad in my stash am I going to use up immediately or give away to keep that one so that it's net zero? And I was thinking, you know, I need a certain amount of net zero months. I'm thinking the other way now, and I'm thinking it's not really net zero, is it? It has to be like net decline. I'm just going to cut this and set it aside so it's out of our way, not do the fiddly trimming on TV or on video. I can do it in front of the TV is what I was thinking. But the more I think about it, I've been thinking it should be, oh, well, we don't want the front thing. No, this is, I don't know, ugly. It should be many, many months of, oh, here's some basic white. I don't need that anymore because we already did that one. Of a decline, and maybe 1 month where I allow an increase because I go on an amazing road trip, or it's girls' beach weekend. Sometimes when there's pink showing, you know I can't have that. That would be cute though. Sometimes when it's girls' beach weekend, we hit a couple stores. There just has to be an exception for that kind of thing, doesn't there? If you're out with your friends and you're shopping, I think mine might be something like shopping with others or that kind of thing. And I'm not saying that it's okay for me to call Noni and say, hey, I need you to go to Beaverton with me because I want to go on a spree. But if we're out or she wants to go check something, I mean, shouldn't I be allowed to buy something while I'm there? I don't know. The thing is, if you even had 2 months where you didn't net zero in the year, I don't know about you, but I could still end up. So I'm trying to figure that out. Trying to figure out, like, what would it take to make it better? And for some of you, you may be perfectly happy that your room is packed to the gills because maybe you're organized enough that you can find things. Me, it's just too much. It's just too much. I know some channels are like, buy this, buy this. Me, I'm like, maybe you should stay out of the store and see what you have. And I get, not everyone is like us, right? I've been on YouTube for years now, and I've lost my coffee in this mess. I've been blessed with Happy Mail. I also have a lot of friends who, you know, because of kids or grandkids or other things, they're busy in their life and they're passing some of their craft supplies to me. And that's great. But when they come in giant scale and you don't stop and go, do I really need this? Should I really keep this? And what am I willing to get rid of? It just piles up. And if you're a brand new crafter and you just can't even relate to this at all, great. And be very, very, very careful. Because one afternoon of shopping, and I'm talking like $40. You do that a couple times, that's more than you can use in a month sometimes. It might be more than you can use in 6 months. Now, prices have gone up. And I think for a lot of us, Tuesday morning and those killer cheap paper packs, whew, isn't it sort of a blessing to me that those are gone? I think I'm going to get junkier and junkier. I told Bonnie that. She's excited. But I also told her I think it's going to take me a couple of years. I have a lot to get through. And I think one of the things I might look at is, oh, that would be cool, except I'm not organized to take a valid inventory. But what if I went through and said, okay, in the 12 by 12 collection packs, I have approximately X. And in 12 by 12 paper pads, I have approximately, you know, an actual pad, I have approximately X. See all these? I'm just going to trim when I'm watching TV later with Mr. Crafting and Relaxing. We're not going to mess with those now. And then I have X number of 6x6. And what if I said, okay, I want all of that to decline at the end of the year. Ooh, this might be it. At the end of the year, I want those numbers to be X% smaller. And maybe it's different for each. Like in my 12 by 12s, I have way too much. There's a lot of it that I wouldn't say is for me. I'm just going to keep digging through this bin and see what we see while we're at it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here. I was gifted, I think, 2 of these. And so I have some of these. I'm going to take some things out and then I'm going to put it in my go away pile. And again, Kara, you can always message me on Instagram. If you see a video and I say, hey, this is going to go in my go away pile and you ever want any of it, you just tell me and I'll grab it before it goes in the Facebook group. She lives in the same neighborhood and is in the Facebook group, you know, the Buy Nothing. And if you haven't heard me talk about those, get in one. But like us, like many of us, she has said she doesn't need me to let her know when I'm giving stuff away because she has plenty. We might use this later on. There's a couple of stamps in there. I don't need all the stamps. Postage stamps? Oh my gosh. I'm embarrassed to tell you guys, but you know, I'm honest here. I still have a whole thing of postage stamps in the cupboard from Noni and I went to a sale in Eugene when we went to visit Mary in Eugene. Long time ago, it was 100 degrees, so I think it was a summer. And I am not sure it was this summer, by the way. And then, yeah, I don't think it was this summer because then my mom helped me sort a bunch of them when we were at the beach and she was supposed to be working on Baby Gray's quilt. And they're still in that tray. I mean, I did make a cover. I used all the travel ones we sorted out, but I have not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut these later. Fussy cutting, I'll do a lot in front of the TV, but we'll get this process down. I'm never going to use these really bright ones. That's just not me. So I still have a whole tray. I don't need more of those. I don't think I need those. Right, because there's like 4 sheets. I don't need them all. I'm going to put this in my go away. Every time I open the cupboard where I keep my iris cases on end, the stamps jiggle in a way that makes me think they're going to fall out. Okay, let's get something. Here, let's use this. And let's put all the stuff that I need to... I don't know what we're going to watch today. I'm Christmas movied out, which... I don't know if Mr. Crafting and Relaxing can hear me right now, but if he can, he's probably so happy. I'm going to throw these in here too because I'll take the hole puncher and do all that. Oops, here's another one. Good thing we're cleaning off the counter. I've just really been thinking about that, and I kind of like that percentage decrease because I want to be sure I'm not in the same place next year. Does that make sense? So it's not just about... no buy or a certain number of months. It's about progress. That's the trick with goals. Be sure if you're writing goals, you're looking up SMART on the internet and figuring out measurable and all the other things. If I do a goal that's about the number of months, I may not end up where I want to be. But what I want is less stuff. As I've cleared some things out, I'm able to change my storage and take some things that have lived, literally just lived on the counter and put them in a cupboard. And with 2 kittens, oh my gosh, you guys, it is crazy up in here sometimes. And I have 16 feet of counter. I usually have about 3 feet to work on. So... clearly, well, 16 plus another, I mean, technically, that cabinet is another 3 feet on top, I think. The coffee is cold. Don't drink that. Don't drink your coffee. If you've been watching the whole video, it might be too late now. The strips, ooh, I kind of like that. We can always use the strips for different things too, but what I'm trying to do is find UFO items and things that need to be, oh, remember when I made a journal cover out of this? That was so cool. Tony snatched that journal up. She probably has a lot of journals now. I was thinking this would make great embellishments. There's no way I would throw this away, for sure. I've got pages, I've got, oh, you know what I was thinking? Squirrel. That's why I never run out of ideas, right? This is, I don't know, probably regular white wrapping paper that I coffee dyed. And coffee dyeing tissue paper is, let me show you a blue piece. It's like kind of just wad it up, dunk it in there, and then take it out, set it on a cookie sheet or something. Like, don't try and spread it out until it starts to dry. This, I probably need to get wet again so I can soften the color and make it more like I like. But this is literally a piece of tissue paper wrapping. Like, maybe you're unwrapping presents. Ooh, maybe you're cleaning up after the holidays and you have a bunch of tissue paper that looks like your grandkids chewed on it. Tea or coffee diet, and use it for your projects. These are new stamps that I wanted to try out because we're kind of wondering, they look suspiciously like they're not very good quality. And the reason I say that is because I have some sets like this and they don't say what brand they are. They might not work well. If you saw Lori's comment and you didn't realize she was the one that gave these to me, I realized later it kind of sounded harsh. She said something like, well, I hope they're not, I hope they work, or I hope they're decent quality or something like that. And it was pretty funny. And then I realized somebody who didn't know that she was concerned. She got them for free. Oh yeah, that's gonna work good. And gifted them to me. So here we've got part of a bird. This is a sewing pattern. Yeah, these are going to work pretty good. The H is perfectly clean on this one, so it was user error here. And then all the words came through. The thing you want to check on these really cheap stamps, you guys, is the spelling. Look at it objectively. Let hope be your lighthouse, beckoning you through stormy seas. Okay, sometimes when you look at these, there is a spelling error and you maybe don't want to use them. This one's kind of cute. I don't want to stamp on this one. Let's stamp on here. I do not like the color of this paper very much. I don't mind that it's music. I thought these would make really cute journal embellishments. And since I already have this one out, you know, this is a very expensive block. I think it's, what's her name? Maybe Gina K. I don't know that I love it. I like the ridges, but I kind of like ones like this with these kind of ridges to hang on to a little better. And it might be that I try and put stamps that are too small on it, so then it's kind of heavy and I have to balance it because it is kind of a heavy one. Okay. I think they're pretty good. Lori, what do you think? Then let's get, you have the most amazing ability to take an ordinary moment and make it shine. I just think they'd be super cute. I mean, at this point, I'm not exactly decreasing the scraps. I think I'm making UFOs. I'm checking the spelling. Okay, good. I probably should do some in black too. Sometimes I edit things out of my videos just because I bang around so much. Like, I throw things in a drawer and then I grab something else. And when I'm editing, I'm like, whew, that was abrasive. Oh, these are just cute, Lori. Super cute. Thank you so much. I'm going to let these dry because this is VersaFine, so I don't want to play with those right now. So we'll put them over there and have another UFO. Okay, I am so sick of seeing these fabrics right here. These pink ones. Katie must have made, I don't know what with these. And there were a million of them. But I am going to keep the white. And she starches things now. So a lot of the scraps are like amazingly sturdy. I'm going to throw this away in the go away fabric pile. I don't think this is going to write on very well because it's Shannon. Ooh, look at this. This was from, I bought a wooden stamp at a thrift store for $2. Have I used it a ton? No. Do I love it? Yes. In the category of decluttering, am I going to get rid of it? No, definitely not. Okay, if we find some tea dyed, or I guess we could just use this white paper. It was part of a Winnie the Pooh journal scrap I made. I'm just trying to see how I did getting the blue on it. I could have done better if I went over a little, but it'll work. I just don't like the white. Can't handle the white. Okay, we'll keep looking. In managing scraps, this will be a different, it has to come back for a little more work after it gets hole punched and trimmed. Now, I think there's more tags from shirts in here. This is, you know, I don't know, some appliance or something. Have you seen the junk journalers? I know Gail Agostinelli does it, and